I asked myself a lot of the questions, I think instinctually that I could, but I took out my acting notebook, which has the 8 steps to get into character. It breaks down really well how to bring a character that's on a piece of paper in black ink to a fully fleshed out human being, somebody that you can actually resonate with versus just reading their dialogues on a piece of paper. So I wanted to get in touch with the foundations all over again. So I keep this notebook really close to me when I'm doing my prep work. It's a good reminder. I took a break, I took a nap, and I'm gonna eat my fruit. It's just straight up grapes. Red seedless grapes. I don't know. They say it's organic, but I took a nap for many reasons, right? Because one, I was tired. I had a long, weird night. There's something about napping that helps store information. Or maybe I was just tired. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue on just like chipping away at the script, at the sides. I think later, once it stops being so sunny outside in LA, I'll just like practice tennis. Because they do want a scene where I'm playing tennis and I just want to prep myself, I'm not looking out to be like Roger Federer overnight or anything like that, but like the goal is to at least get the fundamentals down, play, don't be so in your head, and just have, it's very cliche to say just have fun with it, just have fun with it, but I'm gonna try, so yeah. As I said, it's just a lot of reading. Just keep reading. If there's anything that came out of this video, is there's a lot of reading involved. What I also want to do is really go through the beats, really go through all the beats of what's happening, and really break it down. I think it's something I should have done, in the first place, but you kind of attack it in any kind of different way. Prep however you want. It's just about bringing authenticity. But even that word is hard because it's such a vague, loaded term, like, oh, you want to see authenticity. I just think it's a very vague word, but like bring the truth, that's also a very vague word to the performance, but like just know what's going on, just know what's going on. I think as actors, the hardest thing to do is we put so much pressure on ourselves when it comes to prepping because just like the current context of the acting world at the moment, right? But then there's also this, there's so many things to consider, like the prep work and all these different things that you can't overlook, you have to consider it and then you can just move on if it doesn't work. But just bring as much presence, I believe, that's the word I would use, to the scene, you need to physically be there so you don't feel like, why my hands are weird, why, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't want to make this too much of an acting breakdown of how to go about doing things, but just like a brief way of how I go about doing it. And of course I want to improve, of course I want to do more projects, more bookings and all that stuff, but in the meantime I'll just focus on this audition in hand. And we have other projects that we're doing too. I need to edit episode 2 for Pizza for One, write the script for the 3rd episode, film that before October, before Halloween comes, so we can just drop 3 episodes. That'd be really cool. And also working on a different project, a short pilot type of project with somebody. Don't be so boggled down on the audition so hard that you forget to do other things. I have a friend who, he's like, I just drop everything. Besides work, he's like, I don't talk to anybody, I don't meet up with anybody, I don't exercise, this is weird. My bad. Like I don't partake in extracurricular activities that he would usually do when there's an audition in hand, I have a problem. Sometimes I'm looking at myself and I'm looking back in the lens. Like I said before, the dialogues aren't that long, but I think it's each scene in a film is significant. Like really take that in for a second. Each scene in a movie or a show is significant because the writers are picking a very specific time out of these characters' lives and putting it on the TV screen. Like really think about that. Like these are everyday people, but we don't see them brushing their teeth. You don't see none of those like very mundane everyday things, but you see very specific dramatic moments or comedic moments that kind of move the story along. But it's not just whatever. Like you're never gonna get a throwaway scene unless. No, I don't think any scene is a throwaway scene when you get it for an audition. I think they're all very significant and they are very telling. So that's why I feel like sometimes for me, I'm like, oh, this is easy. It's not that much dialogue, But then I have to remind myself it's not about the dialogue. It's about the character. Where am I? Why am I there? Who am I with? Why are we where we are? You know? And like the whole idea of obstacles. Like what are you overcoming? Are you overcoming internal issues? External issues? You know what I mean? You're always going through something. As a human, especially, there's always something going on. And I think as actors, you tend to forget all that and get so consumed in the script, the idea of your character, the idea of what's going on, that you don't dive in deeper with all the other questions that you think are mundane, but might come out and provide more context and provide more clarity to your scene, to your character, to the circumstances. The more I say I'm not like trying to break it down, I'm doing it more and more. So I think the best thing I'm gonna do is just work on the script. Then when the sun sets a little bit, let me see what the sun is. In an hour or so, we'll just go out in the backyard and just kind of play tennis by myself, you know, just against the wall and just see how it goes. Get a feel for the game, and in the meantime, just like constantly just keep working on my voice, work on the side, work on like the specificity of the script, you know, as in, I know I'm using script and sides like interchangeably. And just make sure like you just have the questions, because as an actor, you're an investigator. You are a researcher. You gotta look up everything. So now basically what I'm gonna do is just come outside here and just practice some of the tennis moves, you know, some backhand, overhand, forehand, just like the fundamental stuff, you know, so I get ready. Here's the start of my tennis career right here. Ooh, he said he ready. Yeah, so I'm just here, going back and forth. A lot of the clips are chopped for sure because I don't think you want to see me hitting the ball against the wall for hours and hours. Tennis is fun. I forgot how fun tennis was. How tiring also. Yeah, I think one of my favorite things to just do is just bounce the ball off the racket, you know, just keep dribbling it that way. I think wearing shoes would have been a better option, but we're just playing around. We're just messing around, you know? Just getting a feel for tennis. I got down spinning the racket in my hand for sure. Serving, I'll practice that a little later, but I don't know how that's gonna really work, but we'll figure that out. But for now, just going back and forth with the forehand. See what I just did there with my hand? I saw a lot of professional tennis players do that. Like when they're anticipating for the hit, they have their other hand at top of where I had my hand, you know? Like I said, at one point, I think I got the flow of it, you know? Nice. Dribble. Nice, look at that. I think I'm becoming a fan of myself, watching myself play tennis. Crazy. Whoa. Look at that. Roger Federer, who? Nah. See, right there. Yeah, it was fun, man. It was really, really fun. Just getting out, even just moving. Like, I think a great opportunity that this audition just gave me was just get off my, and then just kind of get uncomfortable with playing something new. And there goes the ball. The ball went over, and I had to go grab it. So, like I said, we're just gonna practice a little bit overhead. I think I'll bring the sides down with me and just get more of the feel for that, and just call it work on it for a few more hours, and then just move on to the next thing. When I was practicing, when I was just playing around, I'm not gonna lie, it was very therapeutic. Hearing the ball, the environment, and a part of me is just gonna stop with the voiceover and let you hear the environment, the ball hitting the wall, and just how relaxing it sounds too, And I'll let that go now. Took a shower and I'm sweating, god damn. I kind of like this, I got the ring light right in front of me. Let's see how this looks. Too harsh? I think so. Too much. So let me just. How about that? How's that? That's cool. I mean, now with the light, it's like down here. So I took another break, I guess. I played some card games with my parents, and then just had a little bit of food. So now I'm just gonna go back into reading a little bit more of the script and memorize a little bit as it comes. Once you know the circumstances, once you know why you're there and who you're there with and what the relationship is, I think the dialogue start flowing, you start understanding without even reading it, I mean, without having to really memorize the lines, The best thing happens is that you just understand context and circumstances, and the words will flow out. But the thing is, there's so much trust involved. You have to trust yourself that you're listening. You have to trust yourself that you're there. So a lot of acting, I think, is just a huge process of trusting. And the thing that I haven't done now that I should have been doing before, and like I said, there's no one right way to get to the acting destination, is looking at who the director is, the producer, casting director, and what they have worked. It's something that I'm trying to be better at, because you get to understand the tonality of their work, what they're going for, how they shoot what they shoot, just to get a sense, because you don't want to, okay, take this for example, you don't want to be, okay, let's say you got a script from Euphoria, you don't want to perform that as if it was like a Nickelodeon show or an ABC show or stuff like that. Every network and every show has a certain tone, certain pace, certain rhythm, and aesthetic and visually and all that. So things are gonna be different, I can't prepare this as if it was a Disney show, I can't prepare this as if it was this. I can only prepare it based off of what the writers, directors, and producers and casting directors have done before, even if it is those HBO type shows or Netflix type shows, I think the best thing is just research who they are, what team it is, and then from there you can craft your audition performance accordingly. And just know that the thing about auditions is that if once booked, if you have the privilege of being booked, you can really work on that material even more. It's just the audition period when you get the sides, when it's due to now. A lot of life stuff happens, right? You have to balance your life, which may include your significant other, your family, your siblings, friends, because you don't want to be so boggled down that you don't balance anything either. But that's something that I have an issue with. So I'll just read a little bit more. I'll probably search it up. And plus I gotta edit this video, clip it together, you know what I mean? And stay consistent on my YouTube stuff too, because that's something that I do want to do. I thought about it this way, and I even like asked my friends and like people that I was hanging out with recently, like, if you could be financially free and be not shackled down to a desk or anything, but be anywhere at any time and have that full freedom, would you? Like, would you record yourself a few minutes a day? Come on, we all know everybody's just showing their highlights. Nobody's really showing their lowlights. And the ones that are, thank you. The ones that aren't, that's fine, because everybody has what they want to show, I don't think people should show all their mistakes or all like that either, but just know that it's all made up, all of it's all getting made up at real time. People are trying to figure it out. So just the best is just do the best you can, just do the best you can. Just focus on your own game, your own lane, your own path, what you want to do. And yeah, that's all that matters, that's all that matters. And saying that, like I said, I'm going to research on a few of those people, the crew, and then I also got to chop these videos up and make a YouTube video. So that'll be fun. And yeah, see you next time.